Jesus come. What's up, fam? What's cracking? What's good? It's your boy Walter Coe with the one and only Evangel. Non-stop on the radio, looking all pretty in pink today. You know what I'm saying? With your hair all done.
Oh, bless you.
What's up, Evangel? How you doing?
Hey, I'm absolutely blessed, excited about our special guest that's in the house today. I was just sharing with you about a crazy dream, but you know what? It might not be so crazy
Right.
because of the line of work he's in.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm absolutely blessed, thankful, grateful, and humbled to be here today.
Yes, God is good, God is love, and God is faithful. What's up, fam? Welcome back to GODRated1.com once again. And as Evangel alluded to, we have a very special guest. It's my boy. He's my nephew, you know what I'm saying? And my brother in Christ. Welcome to the show, CJU.
Thank you so much, Walter and Evangel, for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much. If you guys don't know, CJU may ring a bell because been talking about him, and he's one of the major sponsors of 3XL's upcoming 12th anniversary benefit concert, and just been promoting him and his business. But we're going to start with, we're going to go back just a little bit because I wanted him to share his testimony, how he came to know the Lord, how God came into his life and impacted. So, CJ, why don't we start with that?
Yeah, going back to, my parents, when they split at 3 years old, and, kind of growing up in church, going to a Christian church with my mom and my dad, and didn't start fully committing to going to a Christian church until probably about my teens, about 13. But I remember in 2003.
And this was all in San Diego?
It's all in San Diego, born and raised in San Diego. So 2003, they had the Billy Graham Crusade at the old Qualcomm Stadium.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided to give my life to the Lord. And not until probably my sophomore year in high school, I was like, okay, I'm tired of, just saying one thing and living a different way, and I wanted to be all in. And so it's been a wild journey, and just very excited to be here today.
Yeah, real quick, what do you remember what night it was at the Billy Graham Crusade? Because I was there during the youth night, and Kirk Franklin was there. But do you remember which night it was? Was it the youth night or not?
I believe it was, I want to say May 5 is May 5 or 10 is the date.
Okay, the date. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, got it. Because he was here for like a handful of days, and I just remember I brought my youth kids. But anyways, and what high school was this, brother? I know the high school, but I want you to tell the world.
Shout out to Mary Mesa High School, Marauders, class of 2010.
Mary Mesa.
Wow. And let me tell you, we connected years back. I started speaking at the retreats at LOCF back in the day, and for some reason, me and my brother just kicked it off right off the bat. And also another thing I knew about the brother was just the way he loved on my kids. Exodus and Psalm. He just embraced them and just loved on them, and he was Uncle CJ since day one.
Uncle CJ.
Yeah.
You look all young.
And this is before his real estate ventures, before he became a real estate mogul.
Working on it.
He said he's working on it.
And one of the nicest brothers that I know, loving, caring, supportive. I love the way he loves on his family. His sister is in the building right now. His mom is like literally, not literally, my auntie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at church call her Auntie Evelyn. Shout out to Auntie Evelyn. Why? Because she's so loving, and she be cooking for everybody. You know what I'm saying? She always brings food to church. She always brings food to my house. Sometimes she'd be swinging by. I'm in the neighborhood. I got something.
What?
Are you at the crib? I was like, yeah. And she would just drop off delicious food. And by the way, it's not only Filipino food. Her menu is huge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? One of the sweetest ladies I know. And CJ is one of the most loving brothers I know. That's for real. And he has been supporting 3XL for years now, and that just shows his heart. I didn't approach him; he came to me. Said, "Yo, I want to bless what you're doing. I want to support what you're doing. God is doing a work, and I want to be a part of that." And this is before, to be honest with you, to the level where he's at now. right? Because he's been supporting for years, and this is when he was just starting. So he was planting seeds, like, right off the bat.
Right.
So with all that being said, I love you, brother. And I
Me
thank
too.
God for you. I'm so blessed to have you on the show.
Amen.
Let's switch gears. We've
Yeah,
been
thank
talking
you
about,
for having
yeah, of course. Let's talk about real estate.
Yeah.
How did you get in? Tell us about that, because you did other stuff professionally before that.
Yeah, I tried my job history and trying a lot of things, going from in hospitality at Chick-fil-A was my first job, then In-N-Out, then I worked as a nurse assistant at Scripps Green Hospital, and just did a huge career shift, life changes, and I was like, I think I want to be able to have that entrepreneurial spirit again. I loved selling magazines in middle school, like trying to be the top guy, in elementary school, selling all the chocolates. And I was like, I sold all of them in a day. I need more boxes.
Wow.
And so I think that kind of sparked in 2015. So getting into photography for weddings. Then I fell in love with coffee. And so trying a little bit of different things. And but at the end of the day, I was just always working with people. And I actually didn't want to do real estate for many years. And and then when I finally made the shift, I was like, okay, I want to make it fun. And I want to make sure that the people that I work with are lifelong clients. I truly care about the lifelong goals with them. It's just not one deal and done, but it's like, hey, how can I hang out with you outside of this transaction? How can we do life together? How can I help you? Yes, in real estate, but at the end of the day, I want to just help you with your goals. And so that's been a big journey since 2019, and just very excited to. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I went full time in 2021, and then started the U group within Team Z in 2024. So sponsored the event with 3XLers under Team Z Realty, and then now kind of branding as U group, but still been partnered with. Shout out to Zandra. She's been a partner of mine since the beginning of my career, and it's very uncommon to see longevity in this career. I think I'm one of the last two that have been there since 2020, out of like over 100 agents.
Wow.
And so and just continuing to build with her. And I feel like I always text her every day, we talk every day and say, hey, we're just continuing to build, and she's pouring into me, I'm pouring into my team members, and I look at them as partners, not under me but beside me.
Yeah.
And so just utilizing all those things that I've learned in my past, even going to school with Horizon School of Evangelism, just figuring out, man, I want to make people feel known and make them feel loved before we get into, hey, let's look at the numbers in real estate. And I think all these things that I've learned in photography, that's helped me to see an eye for things. Working in the healthcare field, I'm actually kind of focusing and niching down a little bit more on helping seniors. There's a lot of baby boomers right now, so bringing that aspect of, there's a lot of people that don't take care of the elders well. So I'm figuring out where I can place myself in this industry of 50,000 agents in San Diego.
Wow.
50,000, probably more.
And you're number one.
In your heart.
Actually, if I could say something real quick. Purchasing a home, on average, is probably the biggest purchase in someone's life.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not talking about the less than 1%ers who are buying Petco Park or sports teams or anything like that, but on the average, buying a home is probably the biggest purchase in someone's life. And you would want somebody who is professional, who knows the ins and outs, but who actually really cares and who really loves, and that's CJU. You know what I'm saying? And of course, a big part of that is your relationship with God. I know you want to represent Christ always.
Yes.
You realize that you are his child, you are his ambassador, and this is all God given. So you and you don't fake the funk. You represent Christ well. I've known CJ for years now. Like I said, before he started, so I've seen him in so many different contexts. You know what I'm saying? It's always a real brother in Christ. So people, like I said, yes, your life is in God's hands, but God blesses with people in your life. CJ is, I'm not going to throw shade at any other God's children, but let me just say he's one of the best.
Amen. Amen.
And that's because he's super professional. He's been the top earner several times. feel like he's always in the top 3. He has his own team now, only 6 years into it. That I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is because one of his goals is to love like Jesus. Period. We're going to continue, but I bet you people are like, yo, I want to rock with this boy. How can you give some handles? I could give your phone number real quick. Everybody, hit up the U Group Real Estate, 858-761-7713, 858-761-7713. Let him know that Walter Coe sent you, and he'll be nice to you. I can't guarantee he does that. But anyways, yeah, CJ, let's talk about, so that's wonderful. I know you've done all these different jobs, and I like the way how you put it, they all helped to form who you are today. You know, let's talk about, can we talk about today's market? You know, give us a little bit of, because we know the market, especially in San Diego, was pretty wild since you started. The last 6 years. Tell us a little bit about where we're at today.
Yeah, so I mean, backtracking to when I started my career in 2020 and 2021 and COVID, everything just boomed. And, I mean, throughout the nation, and 20 to 30% equity growth compared to an average of yearly, it should be 4 to 4.5, and you know, catching up to 2025 now. It's exciting. There's a lot more inventory, and there's also a lot of different opinions on the market and where it's going and things like that. I try to be as real and try to do, you know, talk about the numbers. I talk about their long-term goals and be real. You know, real estate can go down, and real estate can go up, and it depends on the market. And we're in San Diego, and I primarily serve San Diego, Riverside County. And you know, you got the best weather here, and you have to look at job growth. You have to look at just, again, the weather is the biggest draw here. And yes, people are leaving and they're going to other states, but a lot of people are moving to San Diego.
Exactly.
You know, especially with, yes, people can work from home and things like that. So inventory in San Diego as of this week, we're just around 5,700 total homes in San Diego. And back in 2020 and 2021, we were almost under 1,000, under 1,000, and homes were selling in 2 seconds back in 2021. Now average days on market is about 80 to 90 days in San Diego. Just depends on where you're at. And I say, let's look at micro markets, zip codes, and even in those zip codes, there's specific little pockets within those zip codes that are selling a little bit faster, and it depends on the competition. And I think, interestingly enough, now some buyers are having in their mind of, well, I'm just going to keep waiting until prices drop even more. So people were saying, I want interest rates to drop. Okay, they went up, and they have been dropping a little bit, and now they've seen, well, I'm just waiting for prices to drop. There is some price dropping, and I think it's just becoming a more balanced market for sure. There's definitely opportunities for both buyers and sellers. It's just coming up to what makes sense for them. If sellers need to sell, this is the reality of where we're at in the market, and we'll try to make it up. And on the buyer side, here's some opportunity to lower barrier of entry. Back in 2020 and 2021, yes, interest rates were lower, but to get in, you'd have to give your closing costs, your down payment, plus potentially bridge the gap of what it's appraised for. If the house is worth $1 million, but you offered 1.1, you have to come in with your down payment, your closing costs, and the extra $100,000 to beat out the other 20 offers, just to get that home. So out of pocket costs, you know, it's a lot more. And now, you know, sellers are willing to give closing costs. They're willing to give a little bit of price adjustment. They're willing to give money for even to temporarily buy down your interest rates. So it's just finding a middle ground for what helps when I'm talking to my sellers and talking to my buyers. And some sellers, if they're not in a rush or need to sell, it's okay. Can we help rent your property for you? I'm never in a position to help to force them. It's, here's the options for you. What works best for you and your family? What's going to help you get to your long-term goals? And here's some sacrifices you might need to make now. And so I say it's not a market where you can buy now and in 1 to 2 years just flip it and make 20 to 30%. That's probably not the reality. And the reality is that some people are losing money right now, unfortunately, on the sales. And some people will say, date the rate, marry the house.
Mhm.
But people have been dating the rate, and
Okay.
it's a bad date right now for some people. And so
mhm.
I like to be as real with people as much as possible. Can you afford it at your, at that rate for a long
However
time,
long,
5,
yeah.
10, 15, 20 years? Because we don't know when the interest rates may go down.
True.
It's expected to go down, and we don't know how much. So
Mhm.
just game plan for what's now, what's ahead. Do you want to keep renting? What's your long-term goals? How can we get you there sooner than later?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And just helping people take action. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I would like to add to that, one of the things that means a lot to people that are trying to buy is to
Mhm.
find somebody that's in real estate that they can trust,
Mhm.
that will represent their heart. Like, will you go for a house as if it was you going for the
Yes.
house for your own kid?
Yes.
Would you get this house for your daughter or your son? Are you going to really go to bat for me trying to get me what I want versus just, get me 5 or 6 properties, but they're not exactly what I'm looking for. You just trying to hurry up and sell some property,
Mhm.
I always look for that in a real estate agent. And we have a real estate show on this radio station. I'm thinking you would be a great guest on that show. But that was one of the things that was important to me because I have several houses in the area that I live in that are selling, right?
Yeah.
The lady that lived across the street from me was a nurse. She lived by herself. It was 2 nurses at first, and I think they were buying the house together. And then I think one she bought out the other one. So she was living in the house by herself. She did all these great upgrades. I never got a chance to see the property before it sold. It was open house and everything. Some of my other neighbors went and they said, oh, she did great upgrades. But everybody was curious, like, what is she selling for? Because we didn't know. Oh, she had it way up there. And we were all thinking, well, our houses are not appraised. How is she able to sell her house for so much? But she didn't get what she was asking for. Everyone said she was going to have to come down off the price. She finally did come down, like I think, into the 900,000. She initially or eventually got the house sold, I think, for 899, something like that. But she had it well above that because of her upgrades. And I'm just wondering, when you are factoring how old the homes are,
Yes.
first of all,
Yeah.
and then you're factoring in what type of upgrades that add that kind of value, that
Yeah.
can place your house over 1 million. And other houses in the neighborhood is priced at that. So why would she think that she was going to get that for her house? And her house is smaller than my house. And mine is not even appraised at that, I don't think. But she did have to come down off the price. But it made me wonder, even with the person that was working the property for her, well, yeah, you can get this for it. She didn't. She had to come down off the
Yeah.
price in order to finally sell it.
Yeah.
But you look for, people that you can trust that's really going to be honest with you.
100%.
Yeah, I think you could get this for
Yeah.
your house. But be realistic. Can I really get this for my house?
Exactly.
I really want to know what's the real price that I can get, and am I
Yeah.
going to lose or am I going to benefit?
Yeah.
Ultimately, I got some great neighbors across the street. The people who bought the house,
That's
I love
awesome.
them. I love
Yeah,
them.
no, I appreciate how you said that. I think more than ever, I mean, that's the biggest thing is who, is one is to be known,
Mhm.
to be liked, and the biggest thing is to be trusted. And so whether you're selling a home or buying a home, when you're interviewing agents or realtors or considering it, one, I would just say, hey, look for someone that's not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, on both sides, on the buyer side, on the listing side and sell side. And even when you're maybe getting an offer from an investor on your home, there's rundown homes and they might lowball you, and understanding who the players are in this industry. There's
That's
a lot
right.
of people that they're cracking down on what's called wholesalers, and they actually have to have license. Wholesalers they act like they're an investor on a home, and they say, I'm going to offer you this price, which is fine. I think it's fine as long as they're fully transparent, but a lot aren't, and they say they're
Right.
investors, and they don't explain the contracts, and later on, for example, they lock in a property for 800, they sell it to an investor for 850, when you could have just sold it for 850 to that person. So I get it, they have to make money, but if you're not transparent and you're open and explaining everything and being real, that's where it's not right.
Right.
And so just be aware of that. And I'm happy to just answer any questions for anyone listening right now. If you want to game plan right now, but a lot of people that I talk with, we're game planning for a year in advance, 3 years in advance, 5 years in advance. I've met up with Walter to kind of game plan his future. It's not now. It's when that might happen, and how do we get there, and how do we come up with the game plan. So that's what I love doing.
Yeah.
Understanding that, working backwards. Can we get there sooner than you think? Again, I'll give you the options, and you're going to let me know when you're ready to go. I can give you the water, but I can't make you drink it.
Right.
And so there's other realtors or other investors that may force you to drink it and drown you with fluff. So just be aware.
Yeah, that's good.
Yo, fam, if you're just tuning in, we have CJU of U Group Real Estate. Just one of my brothers. I consider him my nephew. He's truly a real brother in Christ. And he's been a real estate agent. I love the fact that you just said at your real estate Team Z, you've been there for 6 years, and you are the last two there's only two standing out of how many in the last 6 years?
Probably over 100 agents.
Over 100 agents
that have come through Team Z. Yeah.
And he even has his own team of real estate agents. How big is that team?
We're growing. We have 6 agents. One is part-time, and then I have a full-time assistant as well on the U Group.
Wow.
That I just hired, yeah.
Wow. And also, he's a networker. If I need something fixed at the house, I hit up CJ, and he sends me, relays people, and they've always been dope and professional and great prices. So he has a team. He has a team that's helping him. And they've all been dope and all been a blessing. Mm-hmm. And hit them up. U Group Real Estate, 858-761-7713. Once again, 858-761-7713. His offices are in La Mesa, but he serves the whole city of San Diego, mm-hmm. including Riverside.
Yeah,
Riverside. Yeah. Riverside. CJ, I've been noticing over the years, especially since I've gotten older, about the economy. Okay, especially the last handful of years, our economy has changed a lot. I feel like almost everything doubled in price, but pay has not. You know what I'm saying? People are talking about the stock market, especially in the last handful of years. There's been an increased interest of Bitcoin and all of that, things of that nature. And I don't know, I'm a simple man, but I feel like real estate, at least in California, is one of the best investments. Mm-hmm. As you said, you don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next season, mm-hmm. but I feel like homes in California will always eventually bounce back.
Correct.
I remember if you guys know, I'm from LA. I went to Granada Hills High School. My freshman year, 1993-94, there was a major earthquake in Northridge. Mm-hmm. I think it was 7.0. Mm-hmm. It woke me up like 4 o'clock in the morning down here in San Diego, mm-hmm. and I turned on the TV. Next day, my neighborhood is in flames, and it took me almost an hour to contact my parents. They didn't have electricity for days, plumbing. They were literally going, sorry, but they were in candlelight, but they were going pee and poo in the backyard. But that was Northridge. But even Northridge has bounced back. I feel like, I hope I'm not scaring anybody. But we're in San Diego. But anyways, I feel like what I'm trying to say is that it feels like investing in a home is one of the best investments that you can do, right?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, whatever you do, do what you can to outbeat inflation. And there's a lot of strategies for real estate. Yes, it's you're on a fixed mortgage. Most of the time, you're on a 30-year fix. And there's a lot of tax advantages, whether you're doing an investment property or for your primary home. Again, reach out to a licensed CPA to verify with your taxes, but you can be able to write off the interest on your income, and that can help you save some money too. And you can't do that for a property that you rent unless maybe you're a business owner. But normal with W-2, you can write off the interest on your primary home. If you buy an investment property, you can write off depreciation and think different strategies there. I've spent about $50,000 on tax strategy, and not a lot of that's why I try to be a guide, not just a realtor, but a resource, learning about taxes and strategies for me personally, but be able to share that with potential clients, friends of mine, to help you with these different tax strategies to help you out, because again, taxes are heavy in California, heavy in San Diego, but the weather is great too, and some people move out to Texas in a nice $400,000 house, but you're stuck in that house for the whole year, and out here in San Diego, and so it's just you're paying for the sunshine tax is what a lot of people say. So there's a lot of different strategies, a lot of different tactics with real estate, and a big thing right now with my mentor and Thatch, it's getting houses with land. And a lot of people building ADUs right now, casitas. They're building quicker now. The permits are getting done quicker, and so that's helping out families. So a lot of clients that I'm working with, they either help their kids with the down payment, or the kids are building a casita and ADU in the back so that their family can live with them.
Right. And
cost to build that is $200 to $400 a square foot. And so understanding these numbers, understanding the logistics there, understanding the values and opportunities that are still available here in San Diego, and we're going to see a lot of opportunity. It's just making sure you have someone by your side to help guide you. Here's some things to explore. Does it make sense for you? Are you open to it? Here's the reality. We were talking about HOA earlier, condos and townhomes. HOAs continue to go up as well. Yeah. And with special assessments coming in now, these condos are 30 years old, 40 years old, so they're getting hit with a higher HOA, higher assessment. If you get a single family home with a good sized lot, build an ADU on it, there's some great opportunities here in San Diego. People always think they need to go outside. I have the resources. If you need a hard money lender, I have the resources. If you need different types of lenders or different type of resources, I'm proud to say I have every single resource you may need to make sure that you're going to be creating, a legacy. And a lot of people want to give houses to their family. I just got my trust and estate planning yesterday, and so that's very important. No matter what age you are, if you have assets, you better protect it. That will is not going to be enough.
Amen.
And people don't talk about that in education. They don't share that. They don't share what the wealthy are doing, and if you look at wealthy people, they have their trust, they have their foundations. Tom Brady Foundation. You know why he does that? Is so he can it's a tax shelter.
Come on and talk about it.
That's where he puts his money.
Yeah.
So you gotta follow where people are doing it, and at the same time, I believe God has given us a spirit of not to love the money, but be good stewards of what's around, and not be arrogant to be like, it's available. There's strategies behind it. It's going to help you and your family at the end of the day, and these finances are going to help you to be able to tithe in the church more, to be able to give more. I think some people talk about, money is bad. It can be, but money can also flourish and support 3XL. Money can support all these foundations and do good things with the money. Right. It's not always bad things that happen with money. And so if you can be strategic with your tax savings, be strategic with being a good steward, making sure you tithe, and that's what I always continue to do. And no matter how much money I've made in my career, continue to give, continue to tithe. I always told God, like, no matter how much money I make, I always want to be a giver tenfold of that, always, no matter what. And so that's been a big heart for me. I'm kind of just rambling at this point.
No, you're not. You're dropping some good information.
Actually, CJ, you don't have to, but do you want to give us what you think is a future projection of real estate 1 to 5 years from now?
In 1 to 5 years, I believe it's going to continue to go up, and the interest rates will get to a point where it's helping people be able to afford it. There has to be a point. There has to be a good middle ground of. If you think about it, in 2020 and 2021, that did an increase for your equity. It expedited almost 10x. So we're kind of having to slow down. It can't keep going up 20 to 30% every single year. That's just going to be hard for people. So people aren't really seeing those numbers of, yes, it went up 20 to 30%. Maybe this year it's going to go 1 to 3% for the whole year, but it's having to catch up, and inventory is increasing too. And we have the best. We're just in the best city, and real estate will continue to always go up, just like everything else is going up. And with stocks, with income, it's just a matter of fact of just trying to find that middle ground for affordability. So I just encourage people, if you can get into something that's realistic for you now and be able to hold it for at least 5 years minimum. It's not a 2-year game. I think it's more of a 5-year minimum game in the house that you're buying to be okay with, and then be able to maybe upside, maybe be able to rent your current property and then buy the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibilities are there.
Yeah.
Possibilities
That's
are
what I
definitely
tell
there.
people that are trying to get into a home. They keep saying, "Oh, California, San Diego is so expensive." And somebody told me the same God over Texas is the same God over California.
Mm.
So if you want to live in California, you can live in California. If
Yeah.
you want to live in Texas, you can live in Texas.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it all depends what you want.
I always say if it's God's will, it's His bill.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So always be in prayer and seek after God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Amen.
Let's switch gears real quick, CJ. Let's talk about 3XL.
Yeah.
What drew you to partnering up with 3XL?
I mean, with 3XL, it's who the founder behind it. It's a big
Amen.
thing, you know. It's
Praise
just,
the Lord.
I see your heart and what you do and your leadership and what you want to do and the lives you want to impact. And I think that's really what drew me to 3XL and what you're doing. And it just made sense. Cribs for cribs.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of that helping these moms
Yeah.
be able to get a crib and one of the biggest expense for them. And I've always wanted to help, you know, with whether tithing or helping nonprofits and
Yeah.
philanthropical type of things. So
Yeah.
I'm always open to it. I'm always looking for that. And so, but at the end of the day, it's the one who's behind and the leadership is very
Amen.
important. There's so many different nonprofits all over the world.
Yeah.
But I really see the founder's heart right in front of me, and that's a big thing of why I support 3XL.
Well, praise
Amen.
God. Thank you, bro. I love you, brother. He mentioned Cribs for Cribs. If you work with CJ, if you sell a home or buy a home, he will donate a crib.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? So that's why we call it Cribs for Cribs.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, I don't know if people even say cribs anymore. You know,
Welcome to my crib. We
You
should
do.
bring it,
I do.
we should bring it back. Welcome
Yeah,
to my
yeah,
crib.
you
That was
know.
a big show.
Yeah,
Sure
MTV
was.
Cribs.
Yeah,
Sure
MTV
was.
Cribs. I used to love watching
Me
MTV
too.
Cribs.
Me too.
What sticks in my mind, POD down in South Bay, right here in San Diego. But anyways,
Yeah.
if you rock with CJ, if you buy a home or
Yes.
sell a home with CJ, he will
Yes.
donate a crib.
Yes.
Yo, he's been doing donations either way. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
Yes.
And he is one of the major sponsors of 3XL's 12th anniversary benefit concert. If I could just mention that real quick, everybody, because, yo, it's coming up. It's
Sure
2.5 weeks away. It's Friday, October 24th. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Doors open up at 6:30 p.m. featuring stellar and Avidity Award winner Isabel Davis. San Diego's own Tanika White, she was on The Voice last season and rocked it. And yo, singer-songwriter phenom Shantae Atkins will be there as well. Evangel will be the MC. CJ will be there. One of the major sponsors. We couldn't have done it without him. It's going down at Love of Christ Fellowship Church, located at 9770 Carroll Center Road, Suite F, San Diego, California, 92126. That's in the Mira Mesa area. Once again, 9770 Carroll Center Road, Suite F, San Diego, California, 92126 at Love of Christ Fellowship Church. And it's free. That's right, free. But a love offering will be taken. Yo, big ups to the sponsors, LB Charitable Foundation, U Group Real Estate. Yo, hit them up, 858-761-7713. U Group Real Estate, 858-761-7713. Love of Christ Fellowship Church, GODRadio1.com, and Chick-fil-A Grossmont. That's right, Chick-fil-A Grossmont. Shout out to my boy, Rick P. All right? Man, if you can't be there, yo, send out a prayer, and you can still donate at 3xl.one. 3xl.one. What does 3xl mean? It means love, love, love. God's love for us, our love for God, and our love for people. Yo, the major things that we do is, number one, we try to share the gospel wherever we go. We donate brand new baby cribs every single month. Real quick, people ask, oh, can I donate a used crib? We cannot.
Not
Legally,
used.
we cannot. We have to distribute brand new cribs, and they're convertible cribs. They're beautiful cribs. Also coming up, our Thanksgiving Day meal drive is coming up. Another record-breaking year. We're looking to bless 320 families. Not 320 people, but 320 families. Times that by 75 per family. Why $75? They're getting a whole turkey and classic sides so they can eat at home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do it in a lot of different dope ways. Yes, yes, yes. God bless them, and it's super dope. No shade. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But what God put in my heart was they at the crib once again, and they're eating Thanksgiving Day at home. And that stems from my past experiences, not having much, you know what I'm saying? But that comes out to, you do the math, 320 times 75, that's $24,000 worth of food. All right.
Yeah.
And we also do flexible Christmas gift cards with these same schools as well. So we need your prayers, and we need your love and support, and financial support will be dope as well. 3xl.one. You know what I'm saying? But CJ, thank you so much for coming in. Any last words? Any words of encouragement, even about real estate, anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just thank you again, Walter and Evangel. Thank you for your time. I appreciate this opportunity, and yeah, I'm just excited to continue to serve people, serve them well. And you can find me again. My name is go by CJU, but you can find me on all my handles under Cameron Justin U, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Again, that's Cameron Justin U. Thank you.
Yeah, and his phone number one more time: 858-761-7713. 858-761-7713. I'll post that up as well after we take a picture, and I'll post it up tomorrow. Yes.
Please tell your mama that we said thank you as well, because
Yes.
she produced two beautiful human beings.
Yeah.
And it's easy to love people who are raised in a home with love.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it shows in both of you.
Thank
Yes.
you. I appreciate
Mhm.
that.
I love you, Auntie Evelyn.
Yes. We talked about her. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is
Oh,
the product.
yeah. Even the way she loves on my kids too,
Mhm.
they all consider her an auntie for real. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
It's more than just a cultural thing or a traditional thing. It's like she's auntie for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just love her and love the whole family. Yo, fam, pray about it, and if it's God's will and there's a way, CJ is going to be a part of that.
That's
He
right.
is. He gets my stamp of approval. He loves God and loves people and represents Christ well. He's a professional. He does things with integrity and care. You know what I'm saying? One of my family members up in LA was looking to live down in San Diego. I said, I got you, fam.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one person to rock with in San Diego,
Amen.
and that's CJU. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just not him. He's got a whole team that's very professional and gets the job done. Not only realtors, but he's got a team of loan officers. Do I call them loan officers?
Yeah.
Also, people that could help fix up your home, take professional pictures. He's got a whole squad.
That's
you know what I'm
good.
saying? So hit up CJU. Once again, U Group Real Estate. Once again, YU. You know what I'm saying? Not YOU, but YU. All of his handles, Cameron Justin U. Once again, U Group Real Estate, 858-761-7713. We still got a show after this, so I can only play one song. So I'm gonna play Isabel Davis with "I Will Rejoice," since I played slow jams all throughout the beginning. But yo, fam, thank you so much for tuning in. Share this post, show some love, and hope to see you there. And you can meet CJU at the 12th annual benefit concert, and Evangel's gonna be there too as well. Yo, fam, please keep on loving God and loving people, because He first loved us. Glory, hallelujah. God bless, much love.
Peace.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
So we're going to end the chat. You can wave to those that were tapped in. Sorry, YouTube, we're not able to monitor your chat. But thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate the love. We thank God for y'all. We love y'all. God bless, much love. Peace.
Peace.